This is Dr. Farrah podcast studio, and today we are in conversation with Adil Sami. Adil is the Executive Vice President and Head of Marketing of Meezan Bank. Meezan is the first and the largest Islamic Bank of Pakistan, a premier bank which has won several awards, being the best bank of Pakistan, one in 2018, then in 2020, and then in 2023. Adil is an MBA from IBA Karachi from the batch of 2002. Let's invite Adil Sami. Welcome, Adil.
Assalamualaikum.
Welcome. Walaikum salam. Welcome to Dr. Farah's podcast studio. I hope you are enjoying the day.
Thank you, yeah, and thank you for inviting me.
That's great. So, there is a signature question of my show, which I ask to everyone. How do you define Adil Sami? Who is he?
Oh, I would say, in one word, I would call myself someone who tries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how my career has grown, my life has grown. There's nothing that's impossible. You keep trying and you succeed. Like Baba Bulle Shah used to say, that there's a quote from Baba Bulle Shah which says, "Ki jana main kaun." So
Mm-hmm.
it's always a journey of discovery. You discovering yourself, you discovering what you can do, what interests you, and you make friends during that journey. So that's a small preamble of it. But I've, like you said, I'm working at Meezan Bank. I head marketing here. I've been associated with Meezan Bank since 2008, when Meezan Bank was a small bank. It was a small slash medium sized bank. We had around 135 branches that time. Today, almost we have more than 1,000 branches. So that journey has been there. At that time, Meezan Bank was not even in the top 10 branches in Pakistan. Today, Meezan Bank is among the top five branches in Pakistan. And Alhamdulillah, it's been a good journey. I've done my MBA from IBA, MBA and BBA from IBA. And initially, I did spend a few years in advertising, like they say, learning the ropes. So that's been somewhat of my personal and professional journey.
That's great. And why do I ask question? Because I personally believe that marketers have a different gene. Everybody cannot be a marketer. So as I could see from what you were saying, that there is a pragmatism. You want to achieve something, you strive for it. So these are, I believe, some ingredients of marketers, which I find quite intriguing. So let's go to Meezan Bank now. So I do understand that Meezan is an Islamic bank, but I still would like to know from the horse's mouth, from the marketer's perspective, that what was the vision behind launching Meezan Bank in Pakistan?
Yes, so we'll have to go quite some time in the past because of this. Because Islamic banking was launched worldwide around 30 years ago. There were various attempts in Pakistan in the 80s during the Zia regime, but I think for one reason or the other, it didn't really get going. There were some structural issues with Islamic banks, and it was something that needed more effort from all the stakeholders, and also there needed to be a drive to do that. You needed people to work in Islamic banking who understood that. So the journey, the second phase of Islamic banking in Pakistan started in 2002 with the launch of Meezan Bank. So and like I said, there's a case written for Meezan Bank by Philip Kotler's in the Pakistani edition, which starts off with saying that Meezan Bank was the original disruptor in the banking industry in Pakistan. And I feel that is very true, because before Meezan Bank, there was a conventional way of doing banking, and looking at the prevalent system, which was interest based. there was a vision by the management or president of our bank, Mr. Irfan Siddiqui, to bring about Islamic banking in Pakistan. And that vision was driven by the fact that we need to get people away from interest, which religiously is something that's not allowed. So the principal drive was the ethical and the religious aspect, where you wanted people to move away from riba and to come to a better system. Now, in doing that, obviously there were a lot of uh, challenges that were there, and during my conversation, you'll hear this word challenges a lot, because it was a big challenge. Meezan Bank, from 0% market share, from being the out of 35, being the smallest bank in the country at number 35, having that drive, that vision, was really commendable. And then the other thing was that having a very solid Sharia board. So Mr. Irfan Siddiqui invited Justice Hazrat Taqi Usmani Saab to be the chairman of the Sharia board, who has a great standing in the Islamic scholar community, and he's not only known, acknowledged as a excellent and great Sharia
Mhm.
scholar. In fact, I think there was a book titled "The 500 Most Influential Muslims," and he has been number one quite a few times. So that is where the guidance came on understanding, because Taqi Usmani Saab and his team, and we have Dr. Imran Usmani, who is also on our Sharia board. They're not just Islamic scholars. They've done business also, so they're aware of both aspects,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
that is where the vision and the real drive came. And obviously, Mr. Irfan Siddiqui took that vision forward. Very interestingly, the vision of Mizan Bank states to be the premier Islamic says. To establish Islamic banking as banking of first choice. Our
Mhm.
vision says to be the premier Islamic bank, but the vision says to establish Islamic banking as banking of first choice. And you'll be surprised that this vision came about when Mizan Bank had hardly any branches in Pakistan.
Mhm.
So that vision of that group of people of our president, that one day we want Islamic banking to be the prevalent system in Pakistan.
Yeah.
From the time when Islamic banking was not even small, it was minuscule. And I think today, Alhamdulillah, with that vision, with what the industry is doing, you see that vision uh, coming true, inshallah, very soon in the future. So
Mhm.
Mizan Bank was the first Islamic bank. Then there were a number of other banks that came about. Last year, there was a bank that completely shifted its operations from conventional to Islamic. And
Mhm.
there are a number of other banks that are working towards shifting their whole uh, conventional banking business to Islamic. In fact, there's a foreign bank in Pakistan that is almost in the process of converting and being 100% dedicated Islamic. So
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
so the vision was there. And another important thing is that Pakistan is a country with almost 97% Muslim majority.
Yeah.
And so the vision was dual. One was saving these people from interest and giving them a system where they could do all their banking operations in a Sharia compliant way. And
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
second was establishing a Islamic bank and giving people that option. So I think
Right.
both of these came true with the establishment of Islamic banking.
Yeah, it sounds great, and I really like the word disruptor, because disruption is the key of for innovation. So unless you
Yeah,
don't disrupt.
when we wrote that case, or when we found that case, I think it was we it also opened eyes for us, because it's today that you hear about these words: disruption, this company, fintechs, this that. But if you actually look at it, Mizan Bank was actually the disruptor in the banking industry.
True, true, true. So yeah, this is intriguing actually, and of course we'll talk more about Mizan in this 1 hour sitting. You have used this word people. So people, of course, is your target market. Who are these people? How do you define these people?
See, like I said, first of all, you need to understand what services a bank provides, and then that's automatically going to answer my question. These days banking is for everyone, so you can't do anything if you're not if you're not associated with a bank or have a bank account. And that is where the whole thought process came in, that if people need any service, that should be available with Mizan Bank.
Okay.
So the different needs that different people have, the different needs different businesses have. So giving that people that option, so that they don't come to us and say that I'm in a conventional bank because these services are not provided by you. So rest assured, if today Islamic banking does provide people with all the banking solutions, products, services that they want, and in light with that, the whole Pakistan is our target audience, from kids and teens, who for whom we have these kid and teen bank account with debit cards that they can use with the discounts that are specific to them, to freelancers, to teenagers, to newly salaried people, to women, to people who are looking for savings, to businesses, to corporates, to institutions. So, like I said, it's important to understand that the whole of Pakistan is our target audience.
Yeah, that's interesting. But again, when we talk about target audience, and you have mentioned about this, that you have different segments, right? So there is a segment of teens, there is a segment of women, which we talk about a bit more later. So how are you positioning in the minds of these segments? Because the positioning will be different. So are you differentiating it, or there is simple one positioning which you want everybody to perceive you in that way?
See, unlike products, I mean, when you study branding, there's a term called branded product, and then there's a family of brands. So the way we try to position Mizan Bank is a corporate brand under which you have specific products and services. So the brand personality or the brand promises is similar, which is providing customers with Islamic banking services and premier Islamic banking services. And in that, obviously, you have various products and services catered to different audiences, for whom, based on their needs, the product is tailored. So you have a specific account. It's a current account or a saving account with various free services that you can provide, and based on the need of that customer, they're tailored.
All right.
The other thing is that you need to understand that banking is what I call a high involvement decision. It's not something like, FMCG product that you can try today, shift tomorrow, and your shift, and there will be no real expense or no real charge to your shifting. Banking is a long term relationship that a customer has, and what you need to understand is that some needs that customers have for banking products probably come just once in a life. So, like a housing finance product, a person's going to probably, finance their house just probably once in their life. A car they might buy once in 5 years, once in 10 years. Laptops maybe once in 3 years, 4 years. So it's really important that when a customer thinks about that need, what you call the first moment of truth, Mizan Bank is something that they think about. And like I said, because it's a high involvement product, people do their research before, quickly. So it's not an impulse buying decision. So they do that, and for that you have to provide excellent products and services. and be on the top of the mind of the customer.
Right. So we are talking about like being at the top of the mind, and then social media becomes very important because whenever you want to buy any product or any service, you go and you Google. That's the standard procedure now.
Yeah.
And you also go to Facebook and Insta and the other medium. I went to your Facebook account, Meezan, not your Facebook account, but Meezan's Facebook account. And I've seen some advertisements there. Let me show our audience those advertisements as well, so that I can, so that we can talk about it. So this is the first ad which I saw. I found it quite interesting. A young boy sitting and looking at the savings account options, I believe. Then there is another ad which I saw where you are trying to talk to women. This is about the female banking. So as we were talking about the different segments, so here I could see that you are talking to different segments in a bit different way because they are different, and you would like to position different products accordingly. But I was also wondering, Adil, that because you are an Islamic bank, so perhaps I'm not sure, and that's my question. Can you do the marketing the way a conventional bank does, or do you face problems or challenges in crafting your marketing plan or your promotional plan rather?
Like I said, I'm going to use the word challenges quite a bit in this podcast. So where are they not challenges? I remember when I was in advertising, um, I was working for a shampoo brand, which is in multinational shampoo brand, and they had this very specific guideline that they had for people who are appearing in their advertisements. That challenge was there. Unfortunately, in Pakistan, because you have very limited influencers, celebrities that you can use, we were having real challenges in searching for a person that fits that category. So that's there, and that's very similar to Mizan Bank. Like I said, when I define myself as something that who someone who constantly tries. So these challenges, I never looked at these as limitations. They've always been challenges, and Alhamdulillah, because of the place that Alhamdulillah Mizan Bank today is, the market share that we have, one of the highest net promoter scores that people promoting Mizan Bank, a very good feedback that people have. I would like to assume that we've somehow managed to overcome these challenges. Yes, to answer your question, there are limitations. There are some things that conventional banks, as businesses as well, and as marketers can do that we can't do. But we've always tried to find out ways around it, because what when people talk about a product, or when they talk about marketing, the general trend is that they talk about the promotion aspect of the 4 Ps. So there's product, price, praise, and promotion. So what people do is that they're fixated on the promotion, uh, looking at social media, looking at advertisements, and even in promotion, a very small aspect, because you have other aspects of promotion as well. But the marketing includes the product as well. So if your product is tailored in such a way that you don't really have to sell the product. The product has its total is has all the features that people want, that target audience wants, even without thinking. That is where the promotion aspect even comes down a little, and you target people through the product less, and less with the promotion. So, Alhamdulillah, I would say that our focus has always been the product, give the customer what they want, that includes Islamic banking as a proposition, as well as other products and services. So the limitations. So what happens is, despite the limitations, we still have room to target the customer.
By the way, what you have said that your product should be so good that the customers will ask for it. This is the kind of definition of Peter Drucker. So Peter
Yeah.
Drucker said this that your product should fit the needs of the customer. So that's what you are trying to say. And I strongly believe in it that when there are hindrances, when there are challenges, you become more innovative. So whenever
Yes.
there is scarcity of resources, for example, you will become more innovative. Your
I
innovative
agree with you
juices,
100%. And I firmly believe in another quote, which says that innovation and marketing are actually the two most important aspects of a business. Everything else is an expense. And when you look at it, and when you analyze Meezan Bank on this, that's what's happened. I mean,
yeah.
I'm thinking of it right now, that innovation, you brought Islamic banking in, and you gave people the product, which is part of marketing, by giving them products that they want, and that works for them. And then
Mhm.
for that, everything else just becomes secondary.
That's so true. That's so true. And that's the beauty of a good product that it sells itself actually. That's brilliant. Now I am also wondering about the touch points that your bank has. So as of today, we are living in the digital age. So your touch point is your website and as well as your branch and actually many and your app as well. So there is app, there is your website, and then there is your branch. These are the three major touch points that we are having with our customers. So how are you aligning these touch points from the marketing student perspective? I would like to know that what are the things that you want, because as we understand the digitalization of banks want customers to have more interaction through app, more interaction through website. They don't want customers to come to the branches. So that is the philosophy of digitalization of banking sector, as we say, digital transformation. So what is your philosophy? How are you managing your touch points?
I've taken a paper to write down all the questions that you have, because there've been quite a few.
Okay, all
So
right.
what I'll do is I'll try to answer them one by one, and you could, if I miss anything, you could ask me. See, Pakistan is a different market. Pakistan, there would be a time down the road where big brick and mortar branches would probably come down. But the way we see it is that people still want the comfort of branches. It builds credibility and trust among at least the Pakistanis. So you see something tangible in front of you.
Mhm.
So that's important. Another important part is that when our vision was, like I said before, to establish Islamic banking as banking of first choice, we did not want an argument at that time that people say, I'm not doing Islamic banking because there's not a branch close to me. Today, we have in Pakistan more than 1,000 branches in around 330 cities of the country. So if you count the cities, and I say that we have at least one single branch in 334 cities in Pakistan, that argument that people have, and this I'm just talking about Meezan Bank. Yes, other Islamic banks have other branches as well. So that argument to fulfill that promise that we had to the customer, that we are going to be close to you, that also needed to be fulfilled. The other very important thing is that even though our focus is still there on providing customers with great customer experience, great branches, great ambience, great services, great processes, so that they don't have to work with the branches, our Mizan Bank's digital mobile app is ranked 4.9 out of 5 on the App Store, which is the highest. And
Mm-hmm.
one of our biggest strengths is the word of mouth that we have because of our mobile app. I mean, I use it, and I'm right now coming out of being a part of Meezan Bank. It's actually a really nice app. So and people really regard it as being very convenient. So what I'm trying to say is that even though our focus is branches, or was branches, it has not compromised anything that we had to do with our other alternate distribution channel services. So
Mm-hmm.
our ATMs have probably one of the highest up rates in the industry. Our debit cards have great discounts, and they're really reliable. Our internet banking, which came before mobile app, is really nice. Our digital, like I said, mobile app is rated very highly. So it's not as if we're focused on branches only. We are aware that there's some people who are comfortable in the branches, so we providing great service to them there. And we know that some people, or some target audience, or the age group are more comfortable with these alternate distribution channel products. So we are
Mm-hmm.
providing equally, if not better, service to them on these services.
All right, it sounds good. I'm also wondering that you have also mentioned it in the beginning of our session that in Islamic banks, because you are one of the Islamic banks, there are many other, you are trying to convert the conventional banking customer to the Islamic banking. So this is a journey which you want to take place when we look at the customer. So I have like two parts of this question. So one is like how challenging this journey is because you and the other banks are also trying to do it, and to what extent you have become successful, and what are the challenges there?
Um, I mean, we're at it. We're doing it. Today, Islamic banking has around 23 to 24% market share of the industry. When you talk to customers, or when you talk to the general public, there is a very high trend of people who want to shift to Islamic banking. It's because of religious reasons primarily, but there are other reasons as well. We realized very soon that a small minority of customers, at that time we would say 5 to 10% or 15% of customers would come to you because of religious beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
At the other end of the spectrum are those other 15% who would not come to Islamic banking because, again, they're not comfortable with it. But the wide majority in the middle, it could be as high as 90%, it could be as high as 95%, or it could be as low as 80%. What they want is excellent service, good profit rates, and they're your customers. So we have a lot of multinational customers. Meezan Bank has a lot of multinational customers as well. They're not
Mm-hmm.
coming here because of religious reasons. They're coming here because of the great service that we provide. In fact, Meezan Bank was probably one of the first local banks in Pakistan that started a dedicated service quality department. This is way back in 2007. So Meezan
Mm-hmm.
Bank was established in 2002, mid 2002, and 2007 a dedicated service quality department was established. And what was the vision behind that? Because we knew that Islamic banking customers do not just want Islamic banking services, or they should not compromise their uh, relationship with the bank only because they want to do Islamic banking. They should get as good as the service that they can get at an MNC bank or any other local bank that they can get in an Islamic bank.
Right.
So
So, yeah, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, so that was the vision, because and today I think for the last couple of years, the focus is on technology. So Meezan Bank will not compromise on its Sharia. It will not compromise on its core values, and one of service is a big part of it. And today technology, because that is the way ahead. You can get people through Islamic banking, and they most probably will stay here also. But to be really honest to what you're doing and to reward that customer, you have to provide them great service. And in today's environment, it comes through IT one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah, understandable. So the question which was coming into my mind was that so you are an established Islamic bank. Your competitors are also coming in. Don't you think then the war between the conventional banks will come to the war between the Islamic banks? And how do you, how would you, tackle your number one position in the Islamic bank? Because you are number one in the Islamic banking. So, but more Islamic banks are coming in. So how would you tackle this position? So this was the question which popped up into my mind. I thought I should ask you.
I think right now the pie is quite big. You have people, see, by 2027, hopefully, inshallah, all the conventional banks will have to shift to Islamic banking. So
That is because of State Bank of Pakistan, right?
not State Bank. The federal court has decided that there was a long-standing case there that to confirm if the current uh, excuse me, if the current system is Islamic or not. And there was a ruling that the current system, which conventional banks, is interest based, and they've asked all the banks to shift to Islamic banking by
Okay.
27. Excuse me. So that's there. So right now the pie is quite big. You have you have customers of conventional banks that you're targeting, and even in Pakistan today, there's a big unbanked population, which Meezan Bank tried to, or Meezan Bank was able to capture, because people were not banking with banks, with conventional banks, because of religion. So after Meezan Bank, there's been quite a big number in the increase of depositors as well, or banking relationships, because they want Islamic banking. But right now, like I said, the market share of Islamic banks is around 23 to 24, 25%, which is even just one quarter of the whole industry. So I think right now what the banks would be doing is to target the conventional banking customers, get them, and to work on the unbanked population. But I think in parallel, what Mizan Bank is doing, what all the other banks are doing, is to provide or improve on their services. And I think that's the way to go. Today, opening a bank account is fairly easy. You have digital account opening apps. Mizan Bank has a great digital account opening app. So sitting at your home, at your office, you can just open an account and you can start a banking relationship. But the secret sauce is the after sales service that they say. So after you open a bank account, what services are you getting? Is your money accessible? Are you getting discounts? Are you getting other benefits? And that is really going to be the game changer, because because that is actually how a customer would really evaluate your services.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
Islamic Bank, like I said, has one of the highest net promoter scores in the industry. So people are talking positively about Mizan Bank. And this has been through a lot of effort that we have done for this purpose. And word of mouth for Mizan Bank is great, which we call our best advertising.
Of course, it is indeed. And I'm just recalling as you were talking about the unbanked segment. So, my housekeeper actually has Mizan bank account, and this is called Mizan Asan.
Asan
So there is
account.
a category. So I think these are those accounts which people are opening for the first time.
Yes, there's very less KYC, know your
Okay.
customer there. So you can
Mhm.
just open it with a CNIC and a
Mhm.
minimal balance of, I think, 100 rupees.
Yeah. So I think, as you correctly pointed out, that there is a huge market out there, especially those who are unbanked. So those unbanked, we need, and this is the financial inclusion strategy of Pakistan as well, that we have to bring those unbanked to the banking sector so that we can have formalized interaction with them, formalized financial interaction with them. But I was also wondering that Meezan will also have this first mover advantage because you are the first Islamic bank. So this is the kind of a perception in the minds of people as well. However, it cannot be cashed if your services are not good. So this is what you were saying, that the services need to be good. It's lovely talking to you.
Non-negotiable. I think that's non-negotiable in
Yeah, of
today's
course,
world.
of course.
In today's world, and any company, you can look at the greatest companies that have been present. But if they were not up the curve or with the times, they've evaporated. Recently, I was reading this book called The 10 Immutable Laws of Marketing. This is one of
Mhm.
my favorite books, and so one the 20 immutable laws of marketing. And I think one of the important thing was that the best thing is that you be a leader, and if you're not, you're a follower, but you do some things that are better than the leader. So for this reason, very consciously, the leaders need to be aware of what's happening, and to be one step ahead of the others.
So true, so true. When I talk about this, because we all have life cycle, all the products, the companies, the brands, they have the life cycle. So when they are touching this saturation point, there you have to do something so that you generate another curve for you, which is the S curve. So yeah, I completely agree with you on it. So it's lovely talking to you, Adil. We have learned about Islamic banking today. We have learned about your challenges. And for the viewers and for you as well, the reason behind doing this podcast is to educate people that how our local brands are establishing themselves in this whole arena of marketing. So was a very knowledgeable session with you, indeed. Again, thank you for coming over to my show. Any last thing which you would like to say to the audience?
No, first of all, thank you for inviting me. And I think you rightly said, Pakistan is a land of opportunity. If you look for them, you're going to find a lot of diamonds. And I think it's all credit to your program to highlight such people and some of the great work that is happening in Pakistan. It may be something that is not visible to the world, but keeping our own target audience and our own public in mind, I think the marketing industry, the production industry, the media, we're doing some really nice work, and that needs to be positively highlighted. Pakistan is a great place to be, and I think it's up to us professionals to give it a very positive picture and highlight the opportunities that we have. To all the students who are watching this program, I would just like to say, to reiterate that if you want to be a banker, if you want to be a banker in Pakistan, if you want to be successful, Islamic banking is the place to be, and you're going to get any opportunity that you want. I'm not just saying marketing, be it finance, be it production, be it procurement, be it treasury, anything. If you don't know Islamic banking, if you're in Pakistan, it could be a challenge. So I would really encourage everyone to look at that positively, and it's a wide field. Islamic banking has a lot of potential. It has a lot of opportunities and a lot of changes or improvements that can be done. So I'll be really looking forward to people coming to me, and I'm always available for any discussion, any insight that you or anyone else would want to have.
That's great. Thank you, Adil. Thank you, audience. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Take care. Take care.
Thank you.